I have some thoughts on this movie and Warner Brothers. I don't really want this to affect my emotions, so I'm gonna approach this in a compliment sandwich. I'm going to say something nice about Space Jam, followed by some constructive criticism, and end with another compliment. So for example, LeBron's performance. The fact that he was willing to do this movie and schedule time for it is amazing. Kudos to you, LeBron. A little wooden in some parts, but given that a non-actor had to perform clunky dialogue and was on green screen most of the time, I think he did a good job. There, compliment sandwich. Let's do two more. The animation. A lot of good quality animation. The 2D versus 3D lore and the reasoning escapes me. Being 3D didn't seem to limit the Looney Tunes, so I'm not sure what the motivating factor behind all that was. Could have just stuck to one or the other. And a compliment. Real fun sequences. That was nice. And Warner Brothers. You own a lot of stuff. But have you no shame? Did you think it was a bad sign when you have to get 6 writers involved in this? You didn't think, maybe we've gone too far. Maybe we should have pulled back and not try to make every viewer roll their eyes as we go, look at this, look at this, look at all our intellectual property, which, by the way, you don't own a lot of stuff. If you have to brag you own Casablanca, a film that no one working at Warner Brothers was alive for, much less worked on, then maybe you've already run out of stuff to brag about. You know what I see when you brag about Matrix and Harry Potter? I see a company that hasn't created a successful property in 20 years. I know you're trying to brag, but you look sad, and it's very bad. You hag! And speaking of 20 years, who is this movie targeted to? I know it wasn't kids, because kids don't know who these characters are. I asked a 4th grade class, a bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds, if any of them knew who the Looney Tunes were. And you know how many raised their hand? None. Not one. I started listing characters, and the only 2 that got some recognition were Bugs and Daffy. And this movie had already come out in theaters, so you didn't even market to them. So if this movie isn't targeted to kids and not marketed to kids, then why is the film's plot and dialogue so juvenile? Where's your fundamentals? You want to subvert expectations? Have LeBron play baseball instead. The implications and jokes on that would have been limitless. You want Bugs Bunny to start off broken and lonely? Then give him limitations and have him go through character development. Instead, Bugs is like, oh, random famous person I've never met needs my help. Well, then let's montage the band back together. And what was the message of this film trying to say? If you're one of the greatest in a sport, don't force your kids into it, just let them play video games. It was a stone's throw away from encouraging parents to plug their kids to STEM activities in lieu of sports, but it wasn't. You know how amazing it would look if LeBron said, my body's built for basketball, but your brain is built for engineering. But oh, hey, Warner Brothers owns Wizard of Oz, so who gives a flying monkey? And for a compliment, I don't know, all their other properties didn't get ruined because Warner Brothers is so cheap they wouldn't even pay for voice actors to do some lines. I mean, my gosh!